All right, it is 7:33. We're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you, everyone, for hopping on and joining us tonight. My name is Rhea Moore. I am a very, very excited Diamond Ambassador with Plexus. Very thankful, grateful, excited, all of those adjectives. And I'm thank y'all so much for hopping on with us tonight. I know it's a busy time of year. And I know there's probably a million and one things you can be doing right now, and you chose to hop on to this call with us. So we appreciate you. We thank you, and we're going to make it worth your time. And we will not keep you long. Just to introduce myself a little bit, I am a Pilates instructor. I'm also a health coach, and I am almost finished. I'm really close to finishing up my certification with the New York Institute of Integrative Nutrition. So I'm super duper excited about that. And I used to work in big pharma and got no satisfaction out of that. It was, I was just tired of, working for the man and just, trying to put medication in people, right? So I went into what my master's is in public health. And so I was in community health and development and left my career to be a caregiver for my oldest daughter. And I'll get into that when I share my testimony. But I just like to give a little bit of background because I was on my wellness journey before I started Plexus, and Plexus was just the perfect complement to it. I had said no to Plexus, y'all, for years because I was like, I thought it was a quick fix. I thought it was like a weight loss pill or something because I saw these people losing weight when they started Plexus. And I was like, there's no such thing as a quick fix, right? You eat right, you exercise, you get all your nutrients and your vitamins from your food, and that's it. And the more I learned, y'all, the more I studied, the more I realized it's just not possible for us to get all of our nutrients and vitamins from our foods alone. It's very unfortunate, but that's just that's the world we live in right now. And so we do need supplementation. I decided to give Plexus a try, and I cannot stop singing its praises and sharing, not just for what it did for me. I got rid of my GI issues. I've always had GI issues. I've always seen a gastroenterologist. And I no longer have these pains and bloating and nausea. But I gave it to my oldest daughter. I started my oldest daughter on Plexus, and I'm going to start screen sharing in just a moment to show that story also. But that's when everything changed for me. When I saw the changes that it brought to my daughter and her chronic issues. So she's a 23-weeker. She's a micro preemie, and that comes with a lot of chronic illnesses. So that's my story. That's this crazy woman that you're listening to that is so excited you're here. On that note, I am going to start screen sharing because I want to talk about first, okay, what, this call is health and happiness with Plexus, right? And I want to first talk about what Plexus is, what it's doing, what is the point of this all. So please let me know do you see a screen that says, do you experience any of these symptoms, or do you have any of these symptoms? Please let me know. I don't see any. Well, everyone, let me see. Okay. Is it Kevia? Can you give me a hands up or a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Okay, never mind. She's not on the screen anymore. I'm looking for faces, y'all. Let me know if you can see my screen. Oh, thank you, Di. I'm like going through my squares, like looking for actual people. Thank you. Okay, you can see it. Because sometimes it acts wackadoodle. Okay, y'all. So do you deal with any of these symptoms regularly? Let's get in, before we get into health and happiness and what Plexus is, let's first talk about these symptoms. I mentioned symptoms that I was experiencing that are gone, and also my daughter, and now my entire family, my parents, my in-laws, my siblings, my best friends, everybody, everyone needs Plexus. So some of the things I was experiencing, chronic fatigue, and y'all, I'm not used to that. I've always been a high energy person. I remember in my yearbook in school, they had nicknames under the kids when we graduated, and mine was Livewire. The teachers nicknamed me Livewire. I've always been high energy. I was not used to this chronic fatigue I was feeling. I was getting B12 shots. I was drinking way too much Red Bull and coffee that I'd like to mention, especially since I was a fitness instructor and I knew I shouldn't be drinking this stuff. But anywho, I was starting to experience mood swings. My allergies were getting even worse. I've always had chronic sinusitis, really bad postnasal drip. And that's all gone. I have not had a sinus infection since 2019, July of 2019. And I used to get them every other month. And 2019 is when I started Plexus. So those are just some of the things that I was experiencing. Go ahead and put in the chat any of these symptoms that you experience. And if you've already started Plexus, share with us the symptoms that you experienced in the chat that Plexus got rid of for you. But if you haven't started Plexus yet, still share, because that will help whoever invited you to this call to get you started on the right stuff. And that reminds me, I put in this chat, but just wanted to reiterate, please make sure to put in the chat your name and who invited you, because we have a promo code we want to use for your first purchase. So put in the chat your name and the name of the person who invited you. So anywho, y'all, these are some of the symptoms that are related to your gut health. And you find health and happiness with Plexus by repairing your gut. So you find that you have leaky gut or dysbiosis or intestinal permeability. And so basically that leaky gut syndrome results in so many different symptoms, y'all. Think about your gut before Plexus, like this terrible pool up here, right? Nobody wants to swim in that, okay? And then your gut after Plexus is this clear, crystal blue, inviting pool at the bottom. And so what Plexus is going to do, it's going to help you repair your gut. And we're going to talk about why your gut is so important for your health and your happiness. When you have a leaky gut, y'all, your GI tract, right? It's supposed to be your like your steel trap kind of. So it's supposed to be a steel trap, your barrier. That's what I'm looking for. It's that barrier, like your skin is your barrier. So for your insides, think of your GI tract like the barrier for your insides. And so it's supposed to be a brick wall. But because when you have a leaky gut, what happens is that brick wall turns into a picket fence. And all these things are getting through. You see right here in this picture. Food particles, different toxins, pathogens. So things are now, because your gut is no longer that brick wall, it's now a picket fence. Things are getting through. And y'all, that results, this is the progression of leaky gut. That results in food intolerances, immune system issues, healthy and happy, right? Also autoimmunity. Think of the happiness part. There's a direct connection. I'll get into that slide between your brain and your gut. So y'all, this results in so many things. And especially, I want to mention food intolerances, because how many people do you know? I know a lot who have said, I could drink milk before, or I could eat cheese before, or I could eat this before, and now all of a sudden I can't. It just puts me down and it makes me sick and I'm going to the bathroom. I never had this issue before. Well, all of a sudden, can I not eat this food? It's your leaky gut. It's that leaky gut, y'all. What contributes to this leaky gut? So many things. Processed foods, sugary foods. Those two things alone, it's so hard to get away from. Medication. Right. So if you're on any course of antibiotics, your gut is just, you need to make sure you get on a probiotic hardcore during and after you're on antibiotic. That will mess up your gut. Birth control, steroids, pollution, alcohol, all these things contribute to that brick wall becoming a picket fence. And so that's why a lot of times we get older and we're like, oh, I'm just not feeling myself. Or, you develop these autoimmune issues, or you develop allergies or these sensitivities. And you're like, what is going on? Why is this happening all of a sudden? Y'all, it's not your age. It's your leaky gut. But as we continue to expose ourselves and take in these things, our gut gets leakier. And so we associate that with, turning 40 or being over 40 or turning this age. But it's not. It's just that your gut is like, girl, I can't do this anymore. You need to turn me back into that clean pool, because this real terrible green pool is not working. And this is why you don't feel yourself anymore. That's what I experienced. So I wanted to give that kind of background and explanation of your leaky gut. And Plexus actually repairs your gut. And at the very end of this call, I will get into that. But I don't want to take any more time before we start our testimonies. I want y'all to hear from some other people. So Miss Danielle Smith has hopped on, and I'm so excited. Danielle is going to share her story. I love and adore this. Everyone stop what you're doing and listen, because this right here is everything. Okay, Danielle, take it away, mama. Oh, you're muted. I'm trying to unmute you.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Look, Rhea, you have set the stage. Hey, everybody. Listen, whatever Rhea is telling you is true. I was brought in, how long has it been now? Gosh, since February, I think, of this year. A good friend of mine, Ann Reyes, introduced me to Plexus. She knew the struggles that I dealt with I have type 2 diabetes. And so she understood what I was going through. She said, I got something that I really think you need to give a try. And so I'm always open to any natural methods, right, versus medication. And so I said, okay, I'll give it a try. Well, at the time that I signed up, this mutual friend of ours said, well, do you think you might, want to be an ambassador? And I said, first I want to get in and try this myself and make sure it works before I consider doing anything else, hosting any meetings or doing anything. And you guys, it's been a journey since then. What Rhea has on the screen right here are readings from this device that I wear on my arm periodically to monitor my glucose levels. So you can see on the top row these crazy high numbers, 223, 184, 182, just super high. And for anybody who doesn't know, your normal glucose should be right around 97, right? And so for me to have these numbers was outrageous. And but after I got on Plexus, I sent Ray, I said, you got to show you this, right? And you can see this downward trend. So if you go to the bottom row, you can see, I mean, it was like drastic for me. I don't know if the Plexus shocked my body or what, but and I'm not going to say it's just all Plexus, like it was just this miraculous thing, because I did my part as well, drinking my water like I'm supposed to, watching my diet, exercising like I was supposed to. So that in conjunction with the Plexus regimen, and I'm still, here we are since February, it's now June basically. I checked my sugar today. I came home for lunch, 97. I was like, yes, and so I went through the cleanse process recently, and Ray and I haven't talked about this. I changed some of my products. So I actually ordered the block and the balance, because those two products help to work with your body in terms of the absorption of the sugar, like when you're eating carbs or what have you. And so all I can say is, you guys, it works. I'm not going to say what I told Rhea the first time we talked, right? But it works, you guys. It's not, that was my thing. I'm not a marketer or into sales, so to speak, but when it's something I can believe in and I know it really works, I'm all for it. And this, I'm all in. I really am. It really does work.
Thank you, Danielle. Talk about a health win, right? Talk about a health win.
Big time.
Thank you so much, Danielle. I appreciate you. I'm so excited for you, so happy for you. And so, y'all, we will move right along. I don't want to keep y'all too long. We have someone else who's going to share, and that is Dr. Tiffany Wilson. And we just appreciate you, Tiffany, so much. I'm going to hush and let you take it away, girlie.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. Yes, my name is Dr. Tiffany Wilson, and I am so glad to be able to share you tonight. I am a very blessed senior Ruby ambassador with Plexus, and also an assistant principal. I started this journey a year ago. In April was my 1 year, and I actually was approached not in terms of weight loss. I was approached in terms of my allergies. So Dr. Rachel Davis knew my struggles with allergies and saw that I had been working out outside because the gyms had closed due to the pandemic. And I just knew that I was going to die out there, y'all, because I was allergy tested. And every time I'm allergy tested, they test me for everything. And I promise, if it's 80 things that they test me for, I'm allergic to like 78 of them. Okay. And so everything outside always bothered me. And with Rachel knowing this, she was like, hey, I want you to listen to this Zoom, and maybe addressing your gut health will help with your allergies. So, I got on the Zoom and I'm like, okay, I got my gut health in check already because I'm eating less sugar, I'm drinking water, so I'm thinking I really know what I'm doing, but I really didn't. And so I got on the Zoom and I was hearing everybody's testimony and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And I was interested, but just didn't have time to follow up with Rachel. And so she sent me a 3-day challenge pack. And by day 2, I was like feeling so great. I had a lot more energy. I felt really good. Like I wasn't stressed. And this was a very stressful time because we were trying to get kids online with learning, trying to figure out how this whole virtual schooling thing was going to work. But I didn't feel the pressure and I didn't feel stressed. I was just happy-go-lucky, like, hey, let's do this. So by the time I finished those 3 days, I was like, hey, I need everything in that package. And so my journey began. Little did I know that starting these products was going to help me lose now 52 pounds. not struggling with my allergies like I was before. I am glad to say that like my dandruff that I had, chronic dandruff, I'm no longer struggling with that. I have energy through the roof to deal with the dailies of being an assistant principal. And then it's just been so many other wins for my family. My children and their eczema is much better. We are eating and making better health choices food wise. My carb addiction is gone. So that's a true, true blessing because those French fries were my favorite. And I am no longer driving to McDonald's after work, getting that large fry and a Dr. Pepper. And even when I do get those fries, I'm kind of like, that doesn't taste like I used to, like it. So just this journey just has been a blessing. Not only has it been a blessing for me health-wise, but financially. So I'm just grateful for this Plexus journey. And in this picture that you see of me, I do have on the exact same shirt. That picture on the left, I was about 200, maybe then I think I was about 215 pounds, which was my highest and heaviest weight. And I still can't believe I was that heavy, but life happens. But I'm grateful that Plexus found me because I wasn't looking for it. It found me. And I'm just grateful for the journey. So thank you so much for allowing me to share that. And I hope that if you're on this call tonight, you definitely consider joining us.
Thank you, Dr. Tiffany Wilson. I appreciate you. And I never get tired of hearing that. And it's so funny you say the carb addiction because I didn't realize until learning more about Plexus and gut health, that carb sugar craving, that is that leaky gut and your blood sugar is getting all wackadoodle. But that bread craving, that pasta craving, that carb craving, that's connected to your gut health, y'all, that leaky gut, because I am a recovering carb addict, like for real, for real. Dr. Williams is on here, and I don't know if Adrian, do you remember I used to eat bowls and bowls and bowls of pasta, like even in undergrad, just bowls, and just I couldn't get enough of it. But anywho, yes, I'm glad Dr. Tiffany mentioned that. All of your cravings are connected to your gut health also. So thank you for sharing your health win. Dr. Tiffany talking about a health win, right? Just one more testimony before we start to wrap it up. I see Dr. Williams is on here with us, drinking her water. She is hydrating. I'm going to kind of put you on the spot, Dr. Williams. I apologize, but I did want to, since I wanted to ask you, you could just quickly share your health win, especially focus on that gut-brain axis. Just okay. a couple of minutes, if you don't mind.
Sure. Hello, everyone. Okay, yes. My name is Dr. Adrian Williams. I am a very blessed Sapphire Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. I too am an accidental ambassador. Like, I did not intend on sharing. I think Rhea approached me a few times because she knew that it was life-changing for a lot of people and we all needed this. But she told me that there were some products that, I was looking for something to help me sleep, honestly, because I was just so like wound up throughout the day with anxiety and just like stress. I own a dental practice, so I'm a dentist. My personality type is very hyper-focused. I mean, and it serves me well in some ways, and some ways it doesn't. So at the night, I just couldn't let stuff go. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and I just had a lot on my mind all the time. I was looking for something to help me just relax, calm down. And at the time, this was 2019. It's still big, but CBD was kind of big on the scene, and shops and everything were popping up. But I didn't want to just trust, like with anything, you ask your girlfriends, like, what do y'all take? What have y'all heard? And Rhea mentioned that Plexus had CBD oil. And I was like, okay, well, what's Plexus? And she said, I can get it to you for free, but you'll, get these other products. She told me about probiotics. I was like, okay, great. I'm already on a probiotic. I did the math and I was like, okay, well, CBD costs a lot. I can get it free. Like all of these things, right? Check. I need it. So, I'd been on a probiotic, didn't ever really notice a difference. I was on a probiotic for like feminine issues and just digestion. However, what I did not anticipate, so all that cleared up. Let me just pause right there. And that's huge, right? That's like, I was doing something for number of years and not seeing any sort of result, just sort of staying just okay, manageable. Like things weren't super crazy, but my allergies were all over the place still. I was having chronic pain. I still wasn't able to sleep. So that probiotic just, I would say it was subpar. But with this one, all of those things started dropping off. The women issues, the frequent infections, the allergies. But what was like the icing on the tip top of the cake, we're always talking about carbs, was just the mood and that relief at the end of the night. I could just feel like at peace. I could go to bed. And when things would come at me during the day, I was just like kind of like Dr. Tiffany, like, oh, all right, no big deal. And that's when I noticed. Even before the pandemic, I was like just managing life better. I felt better. My head felt clearer. I just felt more like able to just think clearer, and I didn't have that brain fog, and also just the mood. And so at the end of the day, I wasn't like exhausted and burnt out and feeling like, I couldn't manage or cope, and definitely wasn't being the best wife and mom I could be at the end of the day, because I was spent. I gave everything I could through those the work hours. So that was just not the life I wanted to live. I wanted to, hang out on the weekends, but I was just too exhausted to really do anything, and just didn't feel like having that social interaction. I was just like, I just want to be by myself. So needless to say, when those shifts happened, I just needed to tell the world, because to me, that was something that wouldn't change until I had a major life shift. And it was honestly a drink and 2 pills. Like, how does this happen with that? But it's gut health, because my issues weren't with my life. They were with my body and my gut. So when you have that imbalance, everything else is so much better. And you can, put your life together better, right? And your relationships better. So that was huge for me. I started sharing and haven't looked back since, and will never stop sharing, because this opportunity has just blessed me in so many ways. So Rhea, take it away.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. Thank you. Again, I never get tired of hearing your health wins either. I can't stop saying that, I know. But and y'all, Adrienne and I, we're line sisters, and we've known each other since freshman orientation at Xavier. So it feels so good, to see your friends experiencing all the health wins that you're experiencing also. So that's why I'm like cheesing ear to ear. Yes.
I forgot. So I got the CBD oil. Literally, y'all, I think I just finished that bottle. Like I would think about taking it. I mean, because I was sleeping just so much better and just feeling so much. I mean, I was, it wasn't the sleep that was the issue. I'll take it back. It was just the anxiety. So all of that got so much better just with the products. The CBD oil I would take every now and again if I had, an especially bad day or something like that, because it was there. All right. But yeah. I forgot to mention that the CBD it's a bonus, but it's not doing the work.
Yep. Same, girl. Same. I have bottles and bottles of their CBD that when you have your order, when you have a reorder, right, you get these free bottles. So mine are like stacking up, and I don't really need them. I'm like, sure, I'll take them because it's free, but right, but I'm sleeping now also, and my anxiety has improved so much now. So thank you, Dr. Williams, for sharing. And that's a perfect segue to the last testimony. I just want to quickly share my health wins and my daughter's health wins, because I mentioned those. But this is a picture, my before and after picture, y'all. Plexus is helping me age backwards. So the health wins are first and foremost, y'all, and phenomenal. But everyone likes to look a little younger, right? Or look a little, I shouldn't say younger, fresher, maybe, or just look a little nicer and more vibrant, And so no one's going to complain when you start to see less lines and you have like more collagen in your skin, and my melasma's gone. I had these dark spots after my 3rd pregnancy. That's gone. And I'm the same weight, y'all, in both of these pictures. I'm 120 pounds in both of these pictures, but it's the inflammation that's something else. And I think I showed in that progression of leaky gut inflammation too. Your leaky gut will contribute to inflammation. And inflammation is the root cause of all chronic illnesses. And so that brings me to my daughter's story, her chronic illness, her health wins. This is the game changer for me. And this is when I was like, I don't care who is tired of hearing me talk about Plexus, I'm going to let the whole world know. And I'm going to keep letting them know. And it's because of my daughter. So this is my oldest daughter. I have 3 daughters. She's 13 now, y'all, but she was born at 23 weeks, given 48 hours to live. Spent 8 months in that NICU. She was on oxygen till she was 2. She was tube fed until she was 4. She did not start chewing and swallowing solid foods until she was in 2nd grade. And this picture, this is at Texas Children's Hospital, and this is her annual eval in 2018. And so you see all the issues that she had, y'all. The gastroparesis is a big one for us. That's when because she couldn't take any nutrients, and she was just so underweight. And that's when, like, it's like a paralysis of your digestive muscles. And so fast forward the next year, she had been on Plexus about 6 months, and it is just phenomenal. I mean, if it wasn't my child, I would be like, are you sure? But it's my child, and I'm sure. And I was there, and I have synced it with my own eyes, right? I'm gonna say synced because that's how much I want to emphasize. I saw it with my own eyes. And the more I talk about Plexus, the more I realize this is not out of the ordinary. The health wins that my daughter experienced and that we all experienced, and y'all, this is not an anomaly here because we're repairing our gut. So back to her, fast forward and just look at her. A picture is worth 1,000 words. You just look at her. She's a different child. She's a healthier weight. She's not having issues with her asthma. She's not having issues with her migraines. And when she does have some headaches, like when we're outside with this heat and everything, it's not like the migraines. Like she'll experience some headaches and she doesn't even have to take her migraine medication. She just cools off, drinks some water, like go lay down, and it's gone like that. There's no vomiting. There's no screaming and crying in pain. Y'all, let me repeat. There is no projectile. She would have like this almost like projectile. It was bad, y'all. And it was just really bad, poor baby. She's not experiencing any of that. She's a healthy weight. So these are Claire's health wins that I will always talk about. I will just not be quiet about it. So I wanted to just also mention, y'all, your gut-brain connection. 90% of your serotonin is in your gut. So when you have your gut healthy, you're going to feel better. That's a huge health win, especially during this pandemic. And also, speaking of pandemics, 70% of your immune system is in your gut. So when you get your gut healthy, your immune system is so strong. Y'all, listen, this fam, we used to be sick all the time. And y'all, I've been on this health and wellness journey for a while. I've been focused on our nutrition for a long time, but we used to always get sick. We have not been sick at all since starting Plexus. And I mean, at all. And y'all, I have a 4-year-old. We started Plexus when she was 2. And the fact that this child was in daycare or in preschool and wasn't coming home sick, and that her first go at preschool was at age 3. So the fact that she was going to preschool at age 3, and usually that's when, like, they had the first time walking to preschool, they're like always coming home sick. No, I haven't been sick. None of my kids. We have not been in Texas Children's, and that is such a blessing, especially now during the pandemic, because I don't want to be going into the hospital if it's not an emergency, if I don't have to. So we used to always be at Texas Children's all the time with my oldest, just because anytime if she had like a cough, we had to go to her pulmonologist. She had a fever, we had to go to her neurosurgeon. She's had a couple of brain surgeries. She's had 8 major surgeries. So it's just, I can't even put into words how it has changed our lives. And so that's why I continue to talk about Plexus and continue to talk about getting your gut right and getting your gut healthy. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment and then talk about, okay, what are these products? It is 8 o'clock. I don't want to keep us too long, but I'm just going to go over some of the products quickly. So we talked about gut health. A lot about gut health, right? Repairing your gut. So there are 3 products that are really like the basis of repairing your gut. And so we call those 3 products the triplex, the Slim, Probio 5, and BioCleanse. So these 3 products, y'all, are really key in repairing your gut. The Slim, it's a prebiotic. It's an anti-inflammatory. We call it the pink drink, and it gets that color from beetroot, which is one of the most anti-inflammatory foods on the planet. But it's that anti-inflammatory. And I say prebiotic, think about like a fertilizer, like helping your body grow the good stuff on its own, because you just you want to really get to that root cause. And also, remember earlier we talked about these cravings, how Plexus really helps your cravings. So the Slim has chromium in it. And chromium helps balance your blood sugars. So y'all, when you have these dips and spikes in your blood sugar, you're going to experience those energy crashes, like mid-morning, mid-afternoon. And then also you're going to crave really terrible stuff. So when you get your blood sugars balanced, you're just going to feel better. You're going to crave better stuff. And it's not a willpower thing. You literally are not going to want it. Like the fact that I can be in a checkout line and standing in front of some Cool Ranch Doritos and not even reach for them is like phenomenal for me. So that is the Slim. Now the ProBio 5 is the probiotic. Y'all, this is one of my favorite products, the probiotic. So you're going to have to get several probiotics to get what you get in the ProBio 5. It's an antifungal, it's a digestive enzyme, and it's also in a freeze-dried capsule. So that means it makes it to your digestive system. Those strains of probiotics are going to make it into your system, because other probiotics, when they touch your tongue, they start to die because that's heat. And those probiotics, they die when they hit heat. But ProBio 5 does not, because of the capsule that it's in. So that's how this is. I feel different on ProBio 5. And y'all, I've been taking a probiotic since my 20s. And I've spent a lot of money, some pretty pennies on probiotics, because I think, oh, the more expensive, the better they are. Not true. ProBio 5 has done everything that other probiotics didn't. And that's because it's actually getting into my system, my digestive system, and it has that antifungal. So that's a really big part. Remember that pool that I showed at the beginning of the call? You want an antifungal to get rid of that fungal overgrowth in your system that contributes to your leaky gut. So that antifungal is key. The third part of the triplex is the BioCleanse. So think about the ProBio 5 like scrubbing your toilet, and the BioCleanse is like flushing your toilet. When you hear the word BioCleanse, please do not think of like laxative or harsh cleanse or anything like that. It literally is just helping you do what you're supposed to do. It's helping you be regular, how you're supposed to be regular. And it's helping get the bad stuff out and keep the good stuff in. It's also a magnesium supplement. Google that after this call, magnesium deficiency. It's also going to oxygenate your cells. Magnesium also helps with ADD. I give my oldest, I give her the triplex every day, but I especially make sure she gets her BioCleanse because that magnesium in there is key. So that is the triplex. You can start with the triplex. You can start with some other products. Some of these products I'll mention quickly. Our MetaBurn and Balance. Danielle mentioned the Balance, that sugar blocker, that carb blocker. So the Balance and the MetaBurn, if your goal is weight loss, this is what you want to start with. The Balance is that carb blocker. It's going to block up to 48% of carbs and sugars. And then the MetaBurn is going to boost your metabolism. It's going to help you burn fat. So that stubborn fat, like the belly fat, the thigh fat, that MetaBurn is going to help you burn. It'll give you a little boost of energy. That's the MetaBurn and Balance. But y'all, there's another Slim. If your goal is weight loss, start with the Hunger Control Slim. It's going to help curb your appetite. You're just naturally going to feel full. You're not going to snack as much. Also, the Active is our energy drink. It is a superfood. It is just jam-packed with superfoods. I love and adore this. Like, everybody needs to get this. Everybody needs to get the Active. I drink it every single morning. I cannot get through my day with 3 kids, pandemic parenting, virtual schooling without the Active. Speaking of kids, so there's a kids line. My kiddos love this. This is the X Factor Kids. It's a multivitamin and probiotic in one. And also they have the kids microbiome, the Mega Kids microbiome. So it's basically like the kids pink drink. And my kiddos love it. It's like they call it their vitamin drink. So that's the kids line. We talked about skin. Joyome is the skincare line. So there's a gentle facial cleanser. There's a PM serum, an AM serum. I use those. And my skin has never looked better. Even when I was getting, like, back in the day, I used to get microdermabrasion like every 2 weeks, y'all. I don't have any kids, and you can spend all your money on yourself. And I used to get microdermabrasion like every 2 weeks. I go to my dermatologist, and I'm telling you, and I was in my 20s. I'm telling you, my skin looks better now than it did in my 20s when I was like spending way too much money on my skin. So also collagen. I put my collagen in my water bottle. So the Slim, y'all's in a packet. And so you can, I'll grab one out of the bag, but, oh wait, here's one on my desk. So the Slim comes in a packet. The Hunger Control Slim is in a longer packet. This is the one, because it has more fiber in it to help you curb your appetite. So, but these are both Slim. If you get the Hunger Control or the Microbiome Activating. I started with the Microbiome Activating because my issues were GI, were just strictly GI. So that's what I started with. But you put it in your water bottle, shake it up, put it in room temperature water, y'all. Shake it up. So I put my Slim, I put my Active, which comes just like this, and also my collagen, 2 scoops of collagen, shake that up. I think it maybe be 1 scoop, but I always double it up because I'm like, I need all the collagen I can get. But I shake that up, or whatever it is, I double it, whatever it says on there. But shake that up, drink that every morning. So that is the collagen. Now, also quickly, we talked about, your gut health and the gut-brain axis. Vital Biome. It's a probiotic with strains specific to your mood and anxiety, depression. It's specific to your health, right? Your brain, your mood. Mental health, that's the word I was looking for. Ease. Ease is an anti-inflammatory. So for any chronic pain or inflammation that you're experiencing, the ease is key. I was not experiencing any chronic pain, but I take the ease every night. I give it to my daughter to keep her migraines away, but I take it every night just because I know the importance of an anti-inflammatory in your daily regimen. Also, we have the Omega X. Omega X, the omega vitamin. This is for brain health and heart health. Also, the X Factor Plus is the multivitamin for adults, jam-packed with vitamins. It's like literally green, looks like a plant. Speaking of plants, y'all, I read another Plexus team member told me about how X Factor Plus help with her plants. And so I have to put this picture in Journey to Health and Happiness. If you're not in that group, make sure the person who invited you to this adds you to that group. But I had an aloe vera plant from my grandmother who passed away years ago, and she passed away in 2003. And I had this aloe vera plant from her apartment, and it was starting to die, and I was just heartbroken. I was like, I cannot let this aloe vera plant die. This is for my grandmother. Everything else that belonged to her that I lost in Katrina. And this plant was the one thing I still had. Y'all, I put some X Factor Plus in the aloe vera plant. I got to post pictures. It is, Adrian, yes, it is like blue. My mom came over. Mom was like, is that Grandmother Rita's plant? I was like, yes. She's like, what did you do? I said, I put X Factor Plus in it. I just stuck it in the soil, y'all. No lie. So anywho, plant food for plants. Okay. So you know it's plant food when a plant grows from it. All right. So anywho, that's the X Factor Plus. I think that's all of them. Let me know, anyone on here, if I'm missing anything. We also have the Immune Plus, which is going to boost your immune system, and also the Nerve Supplement. But those are all of the products, and these are all from my pantry. We don't carry any inventory, y'all. This is what I take every single day. So how do you get started? I am going to finish us with by just sharing this screen right here, how to get started. So you get started with a welcome pack. You're going to pick your welcome pack. The welcome packs are you are going to get them for either $109 or $209. But they are discounted. Okay, they are discounted. They're $10 off right now. So right now they're $99 and $199. But listen, but wait, there's more. The person who invited you has a promo code to give you an additional 10% off, but you have to purchase before Monday. That the sale ends on the 31st. So, but y'all, regularly like retail price like between $150 and $415, but you'll get the wholesale price, no strings attached, no catch. No, you don't. You're like, it just literally, we're just going to give you the wholesale price, and you'll get the access to the wholesale price for the next 12 months. But whoever invited you to this call, reach out to them and say, hey, these are my health goals. Or, Rhea mentioned the ease, or Rhea mentioned, the weight loss supplements. That's what I want to get started with. And if you're not sure what you want to get started with, ask the person like, hey, what do you suggest? Tell them what your goals are and we'll suggest for you. Because there are a lot of different options. All these products that I mentioned, there are a lot of different combos that they can come in. So we're going to help you figure out the right one. So on that note, y'all, I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. And learning about all of these health wins. I appreciate everyone who shared their testimony, and we're going to open it up for any questions. I don't know if we have any questions, but if anyone has any questions, feel free to unmute yourself. I know we had a couple of new faces on here, but I don't know if they're still on. So if there's any new faces on here, go ahead and unmute yourself. But I think we're all covered. I think we all know what we're talking about on here. All right, so no one's unmuting. So thank y'all. Thank you everyone for sharing tonight. I appreciate you. I know it's such a busy time. May is busy, y'all. That's always a hashtag of mine. Hashtag May is busy. It's just a busy month. So thank y'all for taking time out of your day and joining us. I appreciate y'all, and let's make sure we get you started this month so you can get those deals. All right, good night, y'all. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night, y'all. Thank you.